Hello students, my name is Jana Williamson, or Miss Jana as my students call me, and today we're going to go over the level 7 terms for the Achievement in Music exams here in Illinois. Our first term at this level is cadence, and types of cadences can be confusing for students, so make sure you listen to this part carefully and then talk with your teacher about what cadences sound like and find them in your specific pieces that you're playing. The simplest definition of a cadence is just that it's a particular group of chords, combination of chords. Our specific AIM definition is that it's a combination of chords used at the end of a phrase, section, or composition. So you can look at the end of any of your pieces and see, does it have a 5-1 or a 4-1, something like that. Now we have specific types of cadences, the first of which is an authentic cadence. An authentic cadence is a cadence that is some version of 5-1, dominant to tonic. This can be a plain 5-1 in a major key, 5-1 in a minor key, or it can be the dominant seventh, 5-7-1, and again, both major or minor. A plagal cadence is a cadence that is some version of 4-1, again, either in a major key or a minor key. A deceptive cadence, this is my favorite kind, is a series of chords that end on 6. This usually happens when you think you're going to end on 1, but instead the composer surprises you, they deceive you, and they take you to the 6th chord. And again, this can happen in both a major key or a minor key, and it can be just the standard dominant chord, triad, or it could be the dominant seventh chord going to 1. All right, so let's move on past cadences. A motive or motif, that's the same word, just in different languages, is a short melodic or rhythmic pattern that recurs. Most of your Baroque pieces in particular start with one little motive that you hear throughout the piece. Repetition is when you take that motive and you just repeat it. The fancy definition is that it's the immediate restatement of a musical idea repeated in the same voice. So if you play the same thing in the same hand, you're going to have repetition. Sequence is when you take that motive and you immediately restate it at a higher or lower pitch. So to read the official definition, this is the immediate restatement of a melodic idea repeated in the same voice at a higher or lower pitch. The most obvious example of this is Beethoven's very famous Fifth Symphony. Da 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 da, that's the opening motive. Da 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 da, move down one note. That is a sequence of that opening motive. I'm guessing most of you have played a sonatina before, so you probably know what Alberti bass is, but our official definition is it's the accompaniment pattern using a broken 3-note chord played bottom, top, middle, top, bottom, top, middle, top. You can do this with any 3-note chord. Con simply means with, so we have other terms that you already know like con spirito, that just means with spirit. Dolce means sweet or gentle. Figured bass are the little numbers that you see next to your Roman numerals. The official definition is a bass line with numbers indicating intervals to be added above the given notes. So when you look at these symbols such as 1-6 or 1-6-4, the little 6s and 4s are the figured bass numbers. And talk with your teacher about what these mean and explore the intervals that we find in the inversions of our chords. The leading tone is the 7th note or degree of the scalar key. So for instance, in G major, F sharp is the leading tone. A lead sheet is a little melody with pop chord symbols indicated above the single line of melody. An example of this from level 7 is Skater's Waltz. We have that melody beginning on F sharp, and the chords are indicated above, starting with D. Presto is a tempo marking and simply means very fast. Senza means without. You might see this senza pedal, without pedal. Simile means continue on in the same way or to do it similarly. You often also see this with pedal where they'll give you a few pedal markings and then they say simile, just meaning keep going with the same regular pedaling. A tenuto is that little line above or below a note head, and it means hold the note for its full value or play with a slight emphasis. All right, I hope that helps. You can review level 5 and level 6 with the videos listed in this playlist. And for my students, don't forget that you can also use Quizlet, which I will link in the description of this video, or you can use the glossary in your AIM workbook at the very, very back. Good luck!